Hi everyone, my name is Anna and I am here to walk you through basic editor training for the CSU Pueblo main website using Cascade Management System. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This is what we're going to go through today, some resources, web templates, but then the rest of our team is also going to walk you through contact us pages, profiles, an overview of Cascade, and then workflows, just an insight into how that workflow process goes. For web templates, I'm going to guide you through the interior page template specifically, since that's the one that's most often used by web editors. But for now, we're going to start off with resources. So we are going to open the CSU Pueblo main website. And I'm going to show you how to get to our department web pages. So if you go under About, or you can search it, but you can find Marketing and Communications. And then you'll find Web Support and Development. And what you'll see here is the basic editor training, the link how to access this online, most likely how you got here today. You have the resources for advanced editors, which is that quiz on how to get advanced editor access. And then our web editing resources, which we'll dive into. But before we do that, I wanted to highlight two things, and that's the institutional projects and academic projects. So if you've submitted an intake form or have talked with our team about a web project, this is where you will find where that project is in the queue, as well as some details as to the projects that might be ahead of you. But now we're going to dive into those resources specifically for web editing. And what you'll find there is the web editing guide. So these are, if I click on that, it's going to look a little bit different in the coming months, just because we have updated screenshots of what our website looks like, but all of the content will be the same. So what you'll find, and you'll see here in the outline, is just how to use this document, image sizes for our website, a little forward of what this document's for, helpful terms that Cascade uses. So it might be helpful to review this before we dive into the rest of this. So pause this video, go into our MCCR department web pages, open this document up in a different tab to just go along with what what we are going to show you today. But you'll also find the image sizes that you should reference for the website, for any images that you upload into Cascade, and then the interior page template, which we're going to dive into right now. So interior page template. This is a standard page on our website. So you'll see it has an image at the top. You'll see the navigation. You have the content in the center, and then this area, I guess, on the right-hand side. All of this has names. I was trying to be careful not to use this to explain it, and that was really hard. But for the interior page template, the sections are a slider. Then you have a left column, a main content area, and then you have the right column. So this is the visual layout of how what those names are and how they look on the page. However, Cascade sadly is not a very visual editor, which is the type of thing that we were trying to supplement with this training. In Cascade, if you actually log into the system to try and edit a page, what you'll find is something that looks like this. So it's just like a little capsule with all of those different sections. So you see the slider, left column, main content section, and the right column. And the thing that we want to stress is that even though you'll be editing in something that looks like this is what we want you to internalize, that it will look like on the page. And then within each of these little buckets, you have additional things that we look for that we want to pass on to you. So for the left column, that is the navigation. And at the very bottom of each navigation, it's a contact us page. We do have videos available on how to reorganize the navigation, how to edit a profile. So if those are the types of things that you're looking to accomplish, we will walk you through that in our video tutorial series. For now, we just want you to internalize that this is where you'll find that information in the interior page template. And again, it looks very different in Cascade. So just keep in mind where this looks like visually. And right underneath the navigation with that contact us page at the bottom, you have the contact information widget. And we also have resources available on how to edit that contact information widget. But how it looks on the page, actually in Cascade, it looks like this. So you'll see if you drop down that left column section, it'll ask you to display the left navigation. That should always be yes. And we will teach you again in a video how to select this specific widget to show on your pages. The other two things that we want to show you, so that one's called a contact information widget, but there's additional widgets available. And those are the site-wide widget and the site-specific widget. So the site-wide widget, that one is actually enabled by our team. So you never have to worry about that one. I believe this one has an example of that. Yep, so you'll see in this example, Spring 2022 registration is open. The site-wide widget is for whenever we have a mass announcement or a mass page that we want, to promote on a large scale to everyone, regardless of what page they're on, regardless of the content on that page that they're on. It's something that we want to get as many eyes on as possible. So that's when our team turns on the site-wide widget and it appears in every single right column that is available on our system. Then we have the site-specific widget. And that one is if there's something in particular that you would like to promote on your right side column, then that would be something like if you have an event that's coming up that you would like to promote on your pages as they're visiting, if there's a specific scholarship available, if there's a specific announcement, that's what that site-specific widget is for. And what would happen is if you do enable that, you have that at the very top of your right column. But if our team then enables a site-wide widget, it will just shift down, and then our widget would appear at the very top. Then we turn off that widget and yours just moves right back up to that space. And again, we do have how-to video tutorials on how to edit or create these site-specific widgets to help you. One of the reasons that we do use the interior page template, and that's the one that's the most popular across basic editors, it's because there's a lot of flexibility with this template. So even though we showed you a standard page, you might think other pages or my department pages don't look like that. So we want to show you how it is that the interior page template can be modified. So again, we're going to go back to those sections, the slider, the left column, the main content area, and the right column. You can actually turn off that slider area. And if you do that, it just shifts all of your content to the top. And normally we are recommending that no secondary pages that are just the supplemental information have a slider enabled. Sliders are commonly used for college landing pages, for HR, for admissions, but never for those detailed pages of things that aren't, I guess, the main landing page for a department, if that makes sense. We'll dive a little bit more into page hierarchy, but just something to keep in mind with the slider. It's not something that's very commonly used. So if you toggle that off, it actually just shifts all of the content up on your page. And then you can also break down the main content section into different main content sections as well. And then the main content areas have different things that you could do with them, such as having different amounts of columns per content section. The max amount of columns that you could include is 3, but this is also just an example of what it looks like with 2. You could also make main content sections buttons if there's an application or a form that you want people to fill. And then this is an example of what it looks like with that site-wide widget enabled. And apologize for this typo, this is site-specific widget. And if you don't have any of those widgets enabled, it just looks blank. But one of the last things I'll say as far as this template is that not all of these templates have that right column toggled on. So for example, if you visit a program page, that's one that doesn't have that right column toggled off. So when you turn that off, all that happens is it shifts all of your content so that there's no blank space essentially on that page. So that sums it up as far as interior page template, but I'm going to encourage you to pause in your training and revisit that web standards and editing guide, because this will walk you through again what we just reviewed, but it'll also give you page examples of what that actually looks like. So you'll see here a left column with a main content section and a blank right column and just a page that also shows that information. What it looks like when you disable or toggle off that right column and how it extends the content. So you'll be able to see how the different pages look. And again, we're going to roll out a new version of this document, so you'll have even more updated pages to reference as far as the flexibility with the interior page template. All right, thank you so much.